Arcade1 update fails to download. Are the new countercades recycled or renewed? And MsPacman Deluxe disappears. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Another episode of This Week, the show where we talk about what happened this week in the home arcade community. This is episode 90, episode 90, 10 away from 100 episodes. Wow, it's going to be quite a milestone. 90 is not too shabby either. Not too shabby at all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight on this 90th episode. Yes, I'm back in the house. I'm not on the road. So good to be back. Yeah, so it's good to be back, but I've been really busy. So I think I told you a couple weeks ago that we've decided to list the property we live on, and it's been a lot of getting things ready to list it and then having people look at the place and sell or trying to sell and all this. So my weekends have been full. When I do get home from traveling, been full of that stuff. So not really a lot of focus has been paid to the arcade. The arcade is sitting over there kind of lonely. It's kind of sad. It needs me to come back, and it is going to happen tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to be over there making a couple videos, hopefully, knock on wood, as long as everything goes exactly the way that I think it's going to go. So try to get a couple videos in the can, give you something to look at this week besides this show, which, listen, not too bad. I'm definitely happy everybody's here. So tonight, what are we drinking? Back in Kentucky, the greatest bottle of all time, the American bourbon, I think, is gone now. That was empty. No surprise there. Back to the Jeffersons this week. Going to get something else a little bit different, but I was just in a rush. Like I said, trying to get all this stuff done. And yeah, so back to the Jeffersons. No surprise here. Generous pour tonight. Got a lot of things to discuss, a lot of topics to peruse, some hot button issues, some drama. I'm going to just put a disclaimer. Some drama. It's not all drama. It's not all drama. But if you're going to talk about what happened this week, we got to discuss it. We have to bring it up. So that's what I'm drinking. Let me know in the comment section, or in the chat right now, what you're drinking. Hopefully everybody's kicking back with a nice cold beverage or warm beverage, depending on your location. What is it? Today is like 45-ish degrees. Very nice. Not too shabby. I think we were mid-20s yesterday, the day before. So warming up just a little bit. So it's getting a little bit better. Still kind of, dead around the area. The trees are all dead. I really want to get out of winter now. I think I've had enough. I mean, it's just February. It's kind of, we're talking, when to get through this. Let's get over this. Let's get to springtime. I want to see stuff budding out. I want to see leaves again. It would be nice. It would be very, very nice. So talked about that. I want to talk about something else going on. We have a poll question. Like every week on the show, we do a poll question. Something that this is kind of, bear with me, all right? This question is not the ideal thing, right? But let's say in this made-up scenario, which may not be as made up as I think, this year is looking slim for Arcade1Up, and they can only focus on a few things. Bringing out the cabinet, your cabinet right now, maybe that's not going to happen. But if they had to focus on one of these two things, which one would you rather have them focus? So the question is simply this: what would you rather see Arcade1Up focus on out of the two things that I've listed? One is, give me something unique, a unique title, a different game, but it's in countercade form. So it's a new game, something crazy, something they haven't even released yet, period, right? Something brand new, but it's going to be in a countercade. We'll talk about a little bit why I'm saying that later on in the show. Or number two, just re-release the same cabs, but as deluxe cabs. So give me the same exact cab I got before, but now it's deluxe. Not a stretch to see where I'm going with that one, because that's exactly what they seem to be doing right now, just sort of bringing back the legacies. They're going to start off with the legacies, and here you go. Here's the same thing, Are we going to get like a T2 Deluxe? I don't know. Maybe, perhaps. Is that something you want? So let me in the comment section, or let me know in the poll. We got 93 votes. Jump in there. Let your voice be heard. I want to know where everybody kind of falls on this. It's going to kind of determine, where the priorities should be. I mean, unique titles, is that really what we want? A different game, is that really what we want, even if it's stuck in a countercade form? Or are we just kind of happy with just continuing to improve the cabinets that you already have? Maybe there's this cabinet and you're on the bubble, you're on the fence. You're like, man, I really like it, but I'm done with the risers. I'm so sick of risers. If they would remake that cab in a deluxe version, I would totally buy it. Maybe there's a lot of you out there. I need to know. So let me know. 98, almost 100 votes. Jump in there. Let me know what you think. Kind of interested so far. I'm not going to talk about the results as I'm seeing them so far, but interesting. Absolutely interesting. So anyway, so we talked about What's going on? The poll in the chat. We talked about what I'm drinking. Let me know what you're drinking. And let's jump on over here to the chat. Start at the very top. 1 o'clock p.m. Loving the early comments, guys. I love the early comments. Jump in there as soon as I post the stream and let me know what you're thinking. Bo Pete 64 says, Fox caught the replay from last week. Thank you so much for watching. You think the Unico 26-inch monitor would allow Arcade1up to do an X-Men 6-player? Okay, probably not. Listen, I see where you're going. If you're a fan of the show, you know that I made my own 6-player Arcade1up. So really digging the game. Absolutely, really digging the form factor. I think they could definitely pull it off. But the problem is going to be aspect ratio. It's not so much a bigger monitor. It's the fact that the original game was like I think there were 19-inch monitors, 2 monitors side by side. One of them was actually a flipped image. So it was like a mirrored image. So you had like one CRT and then another CRT kind of located down low. Why do they do that? I don't know. I'm sure it's the way they had to program the image. Usually you would see that with like T2 where you had the guns mounted and then it acted like a mouse and a cursor, and you actually have the CRT mounted down low and then, reflecting the image up. But it was 2 screens side by side. So a completely different aspect ratio. I'm sure console kits would know exactly what that ratio is as far as the numbers, but I think that's going to be the issue. So there's a ton of possibilities with a 26-inch monitor. Don't get me wrong. There's a ton of things they can do, but I think it's basically going to be just taking the games that we have now and just making them bigger, a little bit closer to full size. But that aspect ratio, that kind of limits them on what they could do. That's not to say they couldn't take 2 19-inch LCDs and put them together. Maybe really try to recreate that experience. It's very possible. Dark Empire, what's going on, brother? How you doing? I'm sure Arcade1up will come up with some BS reason why they no-showed. Personal reasons, unexpected emergencies, technical difficulties, etc. We will talk about the failure of the show to launch. I don't know what happened. We're going to get into it. Rights Retro Arcade. What's going on, buddy? Have a great show, Fox. Thank you very much. I'll do the best that I can. No guarantees. Could be a crap show. Who knows? We'll see. Grouchy Gamer, come on, man. Come on. Turn that frown upside down. Or at least drink heavily, Well, I'm sorry. Drink responsibly. Drink heavily responsible? Can you do that? I think it's possible. Yeah, we'll go with that. We're going to try that tonight. Grouchy Gamer says, they really make things look harder than it should be. If I was the owner of Arcade1up, layoffs would be the order of the day. Grouchy Gamer living up to his name, talking about firing fools. Man. Okay, it's going to be saucy tonight. Janine Harris, Miss Harris, how are you? Great to see you in the chat. At this point, Arcade1up is showing they can care less if you buy or not. They can care less about their day one fans. Their head is too big. I feel you. I feel you. It's, as some of the, we've all been there from the beginning. And it's definitely something, it's a sentiment I totally agree with. At times, that's how it feels. At times, it's absolutely how it feels. Thank you so much for commenting. Gotham City Arcade Brother, how are you doing? Hey, Battle, which of the Deluxe are you going to pick up if Arcade1up would make a Deluxe cab of your choice? Oh, I like this question. What would it be? So not the 3 or the 4 that they have announced. What would I do? Deluxe version? I don't know. I'd probably lean towards, maybe like the Shinku Hadouken. I haven't picked it up yet. That could be cool. That could be cool in the Deluxe version, but I'm actually thinking of something like T2. I'm actually thinking about something like maybe even Ridge Racer, going back that far and changing that up and making that a single piece. You should have the like Ridge Racer where you would have the detachable pedals. But if I could just pick one, you're asking for one, so I don't want to cheat here. You know what? I'm actually going to say Blitz. I think Blitz, because the way they did their unique side art, I know it's kind of it's kind of a weird choice, but the way they did their side art, I would like to see that image stretched out and maybe they clean that up a little bit, maybe blurify it, clean it up a little bit, put those images back in focus and then stretch that the full length of the cab. But overall, I'm not hating on Deluxe, the form factor. I think it's the natural evolution. It is that next step. I'm just disappointed in the cabinets that they have started out with. Just it's very safe. It is very safe, but at this point, I don't think we want safe or predictable, and that's unfortunately what we're going to get. Hey, Tran Fanatic, how are you doing? Hey, Fox and the chill people on here. Does anybody have tips on building a website? I would like to start one for my video game console repair business. That's a bunch. Oh, thanks a bunch, and see you guys later. I do not, but maybe message Console Kits. I think he has a little a little bit of information on that. But if anybody in this chat, if you're watching the replay, if you're in the chat right now, maybe go ahead and hit the hit a Trend Fanatic up and man, give him tips. Maybe help point him in the right direction. Console Entertainment, how you doing? I used to use Google Sites for the longest. Okay, well, there you go. There's right, Taylor, just dovetail right into that, right? It's one of the less tricky options out there. Thank you so much. Dark Empire says, cheers, Fox. Scroll down, and we got a Transfanatic saying, hey, thanks, appreciate it. Walter Hepner says, so now there is only Pac-Man Deluxe since no MK and no MsPacman. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. Don't you worry. Mike, loving the emojis. Atari 2600 joystick, Fox, and then another one. Let's game on. Shannon, Zarin, what's going on? Hey, Fox, I read your poll, voted, but wanted to be honest. I want unique controlled. I want unique control games, new games on the 3/4 scale or deluxe. I don't want countercades or any other small cade that they come up with. That's the trick of the question. The easy answer would be give me new titles in a 3/4 scale cabinet. That's easy. That's why I left it off the list. But I see what you're saying, and I think you're probably definitely in the majority with that opinion. Absolutely. Let's go, says Chris Alpha Tango. Charlie Delta. What's going on? I'm getting back in the phonetic alphabet. JJ, what's going on? Cubert would be good for a countercade. You see what I'm thinking? Good for a countercade because with its unique joystick layout, they could get away with just 1 or 2 games on it. They'd have to have a solenoid. Oh, okay. I think it was a solenoid to make the knocking sound. However, but with the small scale, would it be worth the gamble? We're going to talk a little bit more about that. So much to discuss. Let me scroll down just a little bit here, and I want to say hi to. Whoa, it's good. Chat's jumping. Thank you so much for jumping in there and chatting away. Go ahead and let your voices be heard. Let me know we got this guy in here. Your poll sucks. Countercades suck. That's incredibly negative. But I'm glad you're here. Maybe, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about that. Kind of torn between happy to see you and why the negativity. But you know what isn't? Something I'm not torn about whatsoever. Something I'm absolutely positive, 100%. It's a $5 super chat from Galaga Guy 88. Thank you so much for your $4.99 super chat, bruh. Got some Jefferson's Ocean, Weller 107, Buffalo Trace Barrel Pick, and Old Ezra. Can't decide which to sip while I watch. Great problem to have. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really do appreciate it. But unfortunately, you know what's? I mean, you're the first one up to bat, so you got to go to the pit.
Finish him. Molina wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Is not sipping on gin and juice. He's sipping on some choice bourbon. Not a bad problem to have. And another great problem to have is a $9.99 super chat. $10 from my brother, Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger. Thank you so much for super chatting. What's up, Fox? Having some dinner with my family. Have a great show. Cheers, brother. Absolutely. Cheers to you. Enjoy the dinner. Enjoy the family. It is the best time to be had overall. I know family isn't always, sometimes you just want to hug them so much because you love them so much. Thank you so much again for your $10 super chat, buddy. Really do appreciate it. Let me go ahead and give you something. Come on. We all know what you're going to get. Here you go. Timeshare with friends and family is absolutely priceless. No one can put a price on it, but a super chat is something you can put a price on, and nothing has more value than another super chat from Console Fanboy. Thank you so much for your $4.99 super chat, buddy. The One Up Show was canceled, but you know what will never be canceled? It's a super chat from Zohar. He built in his own segue. I should have slowed down and read it. Well played, sir. Well played. I feel like I have to pay you back for the built-in segue. Sorry. I don't do it as smooth as you. It's okay. I'll let you slide this one time. Thank you so much again for the $4.99 super chat, buddy. Really do appreciate it. Here you go.
Finish him. Strength wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Thanks again, man. Mike Hawkert says, Arcade1update. You giving him an F for fun? Maybe not. Rhea is in the house, girl. How you doing? Hey, Michael B, Clax, MG, Nooner, Brooklyn, Jason, Ralph, Anthony, Mike H, Paul, everybody up in Hurrah. Thank you so much for saying hi to the chat. Jason says, but Michael B, if you get all countercades, then you have more room for, oh, he done flipped the script on you, didn't he? All of a sudden, some of your problems would be solved if you only settled for those evil countercades of which you disparage so much. So much. Nooner says at Dan Z, hey, bro, how you doing? Good to see you. MG up in the house saying, evening, Rhea, the glimmering harpy. Yes, she is. Great to have her here. Jason Mucha says 2 CRTs next to each other would probably have the magnetic fields fighting, causing degaussing issues, which would explain the fact that they have one here, one there. Makes a lot of sense. Incorporating shielding, adequate shielding would probably maybe cause a gap or a big space between the two. So I think you're right. That would probably be a little, I mean, the line is there when you play, but it would definitely be a little more distracting if you had a thick line in between the 2 CRTs. So good call there. You're probably right. Most likely. I'm gonna give you a 90% yes. Finn's Bassman says I've picked re-release good for people who missed out the first time, like Star Wars. I would like a Burger Time re-release. Exactly. I mean, do they just go back to the well, and re-release the exact same cabinets, but in that form factor? And the plus side of that is that, yeah, we're going to get Burger Time. For the people who didn't get it, there you go. And I'm not talking about a reskin. That's a cheat, just a re-release. So you make a valid point there. A lot of cabs out there that a lot of people didn't have the chance to get their hands on could really benefit from some of this redesign. So absolutely. Jiggler Plays says, I just want House of the Dead on a larger cab/screen, maybe an XL or Pro 26-inch. Man, I'm telling you, they need to call up Unico and get this ball rolling, partner, work together, find the vendor, get that 26-inch LCD, beautiful 26-inch LCD, produced, ready for the public, give it to us. They can have some. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Yes, 26 inches, just right. The Cornercade, let's go, with exclamation points abundantly used in the appropriate manner. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nooner says, give me a golden tea partycade so I can jam my fingers into the screen every time I roll the trackball, and profanity will ensue. Exactly. Have redesign, buddy. They would have to redesign it. Maybe they take the countercade, put the trackball on the side, so you're just going like this, and you don't. Okay, it's a bad idea. It's a really bad idea. It's a really, really bad idea. Donovan Klingel says, "Hey Fox, good to see you. Good to see you, Donovan. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel and hanging out with us." Andy's Game Room says WordPress. Okay, EJ Lozano. I think I've been saying that wrong. I think I added an R when an R didn't exist in the first place. What it do? What it do? 19K. And I'm just chilling with my homies. Sorry, that was really bad. Shouldn't have said it that way. SHNG WordPress is best. Webmaster. Okay, I'm sorry. You're going back to suggestions for the web. Okay, so I think, did I say, yeah, WordPress? Okay, so WordPress, great suggestion from SHNG, and then Andy's Game Room. Guys, thank you so much for paying attention more than I was and actually giving those suggestions. Really cool. Rich Odello, how are you doing? Hey, Fox, and the chat. What's up? How you doing? Nice to see you. The Bat Beast says, love the channel. You're the man. No, you are you're the Bat or the Beast. I don't know which one. Could be one of the two. Thank you so much for the compliment. I really do appreciate it. 81 Black Belt says, unique titles and 3-course. I know why you're cheating. You're cheating again. That's obvious. I agree with you, but that's not fun. I'd have 100% of the votes in the chat on that one. It's like, there's no competition. I agree, but no, that you're cheating. You're cheating. It's not the Game Genie channel where you can just cheat. Okay, Mike does his thing where you just cheat. No, we're not doing that. Got to be strict. Got to adhere to the strict regiment, the strict confines of the poll questions. I know it's a bother, but it is what it is. Hey, here we go. Dr. Z says hashtag don't. A hashtag not in support of something. A hashtag don't free MK mythologies. You have my support or my lack of support. I would hashtag that. Absolutely. Ralphie says, I am a ham too. That's a curse. We do what we can, right? Frank D, what's going on? Says, not much, just relieved. I made it through the really cold weekend. How are you? Man, bundle up. There's some places well, I guess on the planet, right? But there's some places in, the northern part of the U.S. that are very cold. Canada also some cold snaps. I've got some customers that or up in Canada calling me, and it was actually too cold to make ice. That's the thing. I'm not kidding. I'm dead serious. I am not kidding. I just dead serious. Bob, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Interesting point, Jason. Jason made an interesting point. The real smile about it bit is here. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Is it that one-up show that is canceled, or that one update show that is canceled, or does anyone know yet? You've confused me. No, it's okay. So none of the shows are canceled technically. The one-up show, that one-up show is still ongoing. We're talking about a new show. The one-up show. Is it that one update, or maybe it's just the one update, or Arcade1update? Anyway, the update show, the episode 1, the premiere episode was abruptly canceled. Just that episode. I don't think the show, just that episode. I think. I don't know. Honestly, we haven't really got any clarification. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. Just Mass says, can anyone else see the poll results like I can? Hey, don't see. Once again, you're cheating. Stop it. And yes, everybody can. Console kits win, win, win. No matter what. That's right. That's right. Win, 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 no matter what. And nothing makes you feel like a winner more than a $10 Canadian super chat from Alan DeGeneres. Alan D. Thank you so much for your $10 super chat. Evening Fox finally get a chance to catch the live stream and agree that other Canadian guy, that Countercade are meh. I just want new 80s titles on original. Once again, you're cheating, and I agree. I see your point. And that other Canadian guy, I know he's got a point. He's got a valid point, and I think that's where they should focus. But if they couldn't focus there, which I think is the obvious focus, I think you're right. I think everybody, once again, I'd have like 100% votes in the poll for that, because that is really where their focus should be. But hey, it is what it is. But once again, I think everybody's heart is pulling in the right direction. Is that a phrase? I think so. Canada and the U.S. together. Bonded with their sole purpose of give me more of the stuff that I want. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. My friend to the north, really do appreciate it. And speaking of Canadians, here's another friendly Canadian going to stop by and say hi.
Perfect! Hyper combo KO! Game's over. Time to call it quits.
Contra? MK? Maybe? Contra for a countercade? I think that'd be excellent. That's a really good idea. Take that vertical screen. That'd be great. Contra, you can put Contra 1 and 2 out there, kind of like My Arcade did with that little handheld they had. Not too shabby. They even did their little baby cade, whatever they are, the little My Arcades plastic things. Put that in countercade form factor. That'd be really cool. Absolutely. I am all over the chat, MG. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is. I'm all over the place. But there's lots going on, a lot to keep up with. Oh my gosh, John D got canceled. So they had to cancel the episode. A lot of canceling going on, and maybe we need to be a little more, let's not cancel each other. Let's not cancel. Let's continue on to, what else? But hey, the first topic. MsPacman's gone. We're going to start calling her Miss Appear. Anybody remember that from I know this is bad, but when you got kids, of a certain age, they were really big into SpongeBob, and one of the superheroes, the aging superheroes, was like Miss Appear. Oh, no, it wasn't Miss Appear. It was actually the alter ego of Sandy the Squirrel. Miss Appear. What am I talking about? Anyway, Miss Appear. MsPacman's gone forever. Not to be found again. What am I talking about? Have they really gotten rid of a Pac-Man themed cabinet? That's like the exact opposite of what they usually do. They usually give us more of the Pac-Mania, the Pac-Mins, the Pac-People. Not to be discriminatory. What am I talking about? So if you go to the website, there's a little bit of an update here, a little bit of a change. And if you go to the coming soon portion of Arcade1up's website, they're talking about the deluxe cabinets, as well as they're calling it the Infinity Game Board, I guess, instead of the game table. Why don't they just call it the game tablet? I think that makes a little more sense to me. Maybe. I don't know. I would call it the tablet. But so you go to the coming soon, and there it is. We have, obviously, Pac-Man. We got the class of 81, and we got, Mortal Kombat in the middle, but no MsPacman. What's going on? Did they actually maybe consolidate? Maybe did they slow this down, pump the brakes on this, and say, you know what? Maybe that's too much Pac-Man. Maybe, just maybe, we're going to get some Capcom love. Really? So MsPacman's gone, right? Well, okay, and some of you might be happy about what I'm about to say. Some people might be sad, but they really didn't remove it. Once again, we have another example of their disorganized website. If you go to their search results, type in MsPacman, MsPacman Deluxe, to be more specific, you're going to get, there you go. You got MsPacman Deluxe right there. And of course, the class of 81 there. So still going to be available ish. It's just not in the coming soon tab. A lot of people, some people were saying, hey, it's gone. Well, no, it's not really gone. It's just moved around. But I was really hoping maybe, just maybe, they were going to go ahead and get rid of one of those SKUs in order to maybe usher in Capcom, because we're talking about deluxe cabinets that are a ways away. They're not going to be coming out, not going to be available right now. We're talking middle of the year. It would have been really nice to maybe get rid of a Pac-Man in lieu of Capcom. That would have been really nice. We also got a couple other images of these actual cabinets. I think they're all still renders, different views, different angles, kind of like what they do. And they have actors in there that are just sort of posing with the cab. And there's one particular actor who seems to be not really happy with the fact that they're in this shot. Didn't really understand why. I mean, he's standing next to the best cab, and of course he's really there, right? That's not just two separate images put together. No way. He seems really upset. Seems to be mad. Yeah, I'm not a wrestling fan, but Michael B said that this guy was some kind of, he looks a lot like this other wrestler. So it's possible. Maybe it's all the testosterone, the steroid use is just taking him over the edge. He's mad that he's here and he's not in the ring. Maybe that's what that is. I don't think that's really the case. I think there's something else going on. I think what we see here is we see somebody disturbed at what they're looking at. And I'm not talking about the cabinet. I'm talking about the fact that there's two freaking guys there and they're exactly the same. I mean, it's like, are they twins? They just dress the same. Or is it the same guy playing the same cabinet at the same time? Is he so fast? He's moving between the cabinets, and the guy, he doesn't understand what he's looking at. So maybe that's what I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. So it's a bad joke, and somebody else already told it on Facebook. So no, it's not gone. It is still there. MsPacman is still there. Boom, there you go. So it's not, crisis averted. This is not the totality of all the deluxe, but it is still really early, and it's you would be forgiven to think that maybe they would have cut that off, taken that off the list. Possible, but it does make you wonder. And it makes me wonder about Capcom. I mean, Capcom not being part of that. I mean, if you're going to open up, if you're going to swing those gates wide open and you're going to talk about legacies, wouldn't you start with a single Namco Deluxe? Why three? I mean, they're the same cabs, right? They're the same exact cabs, just different, obviously different games, right? But the side panels, it's all at the same. I mean, it's just the same, And we have now the Shinku Hadouken, we still have the Yoga Flame that are the same cab as MK. So why wouldn't you have that there? Does that mean that they're going to come out with something different when we make that leap to the deluxe? Perhaps. Now, there was sort of like a staggered release last year when we were talking about MK30th, and then you had Atari, and then you had Namco. They came out. Those legacies came out, and then eventually Capcom did come out with two different SKUs. So I'm still hopeful that potentially, we can get something dramatically different besides just another, like basically take the exact same cab, but just, without a riser. I'm hoping for something unique, but my hope is dwindling. I think it's, I don't know. Does that mean we're going to get a unique color scheme, like same exact games list, but maybe instead of having Yoga Flame and maybe instead of having Shinku Hadouken, originally there was supposed to be a difference in the games list. One was going to have the original Street Fighter and the other one was not. There was some confusion. John D later clarified that no, it was actually they're going to be the same exact games list. So what if instead of those two, we get maybe the same exact style as MK30th or MK, well, I guess this isn't MK30th anymore. This is just the Deluxe, right? MK Deluxe. What if we get exactly the same form factor as that, but we get more of a traditional Street Fighter 2, skin? I would love for them to bring back the yellow T molding. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. That's where we need to be. Bring back the yellow T molding and that color scheme from Street Fighter 2, the original one, the first one, is what they should probably come out with. In my personal opinion, I think that's what we should get. I think it was kind of cool. You get the artistic flair of the side art from the artist, whoever, I'm forgetting his name, but I kind of got to agree with Mike B on this one. I want more of an arcade accurate, recreation. And I know these things aren't one-to-one recreations, but let's try to mimic that art from back in the day, especially when you're taking pride in these new, side panels and maybe that moving that art around, it's not actually stretched to the right aspect ratio, that right size, but still, it would be nice to just maybe let's go back to a more traditional style, a more traditional color scheme. And yes, Curtis, #free yellow T molding. Come on, don't be a hater of the yellow. What's up? That ain't right. So anyway, crisis averted. All is well that ends well. So all you MsPacman fans out there, if you've just been dying for more MsPacman, don't worry, more's coming your way. Okay, so recycle or re-release or renewed. I'm sorry, yeah, or recycled or renewed. It's interesting. Whenever they come out with a new product, they meaning Arcade1up, new product meaning new thing, especially when you're talking about the countercades. I don't know how everybody feels. I know the partycades get a lot of love, but I think that probably the biggest two form factors that have the most variation are going to be your 3/4 scale, obviously, and then you've got, you know, the countercades. And they seem to be taking a lot of chances with these countercades, but they kind of rolled out these new countercades, but they're not really new. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So it all really kind of started, as all things do Arcade1up, it all started with Pac-Man. This didn't really get a lot of attention. I think I brought it up a couple times, but it, you know, you can tell the side panels are completely different than the traditional shark fin. That's done. That's different. Okay, but for the most part, it's just another Pac-Man. I wasn't really fired up about it. We actually saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles single player one show up on Arcade1up's website. That was the only like official sort of acknowledgement of that new product, right? That new, that shrinking down, that taking the 2-player form factor countercade and then bringing that back down to the single player is kind of what that was the first acknowledgement of that. And I will not move 1 inch further in this stream without my acknowledging of Miss Love's a bad segue. I saw her. I got to work on that, Miss Martin. I can do better. Miss Martin Muses, 99-cent super sticker with the rose. Thank you so much. Always love seeing you in chat. Just always been there. You've been there for a very long time supporting the channel. And I got to give you a little something special. How about a lady with a wee bit of an attitude and a mean kick? Here you go. The hyperest of combo finishes. Thank you so much again for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. So we saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles get a little bit of love, get a little bit of acknowledgement from Arcade1up. Then we saw the MK single player, and it's so weird. Mortal Kombat seems to get a ton of love. I know there's some people in the chat, maybe Zohar, maybe Console Fanboy will not agree, but I think Mortal Kombat does get a lot of love from Arcade1up. It was weird to see that first appeared in the Canadian Amazon website, the Amazon store in Canada. You really couldn't get this in the US until very, very recently. But that showed up there. Once again, not really acknowledged by Arcade1up on their website. You know, usually these things there's a big list of all the stuff that's coming out, you know, and here's all the different variations. And we'll get, for some reason, Arcade1up will have like 80% of the variants, and then some of the things are only available through certain retailers because that's what they do. That's the name of the game, right? That's the game that they play back and forth with some of these retailers. Adding to that is the latest single player to kind of appear is the Street Fighter, which is kind of frustrating because, man, that's the one I was really kind of jonesing for. The Street Fighter 2 2-player countercade was only available in a super duper limited run. It was a 30, the one of 30. They only made 30 of those Steve Aoki versions. It was really cool. The side art was okay, but I really wanted something like this, a little more traditional, like the Street Fighter 2. We didn't get it in a 2-player variation, but we finally see it in a single player. And this is only available in the UK through limitedgames.com. So for all the UK fans, hey, you got a little something. I don't mean University of Kentucky. I mean, over there across the pond, you can actually get your hands on this. Go to Limited Run Games. I'm sorry, Liberty Games, not Limited Run. You're gonna be very disappointed if you go there. You're not gonna find this, but Liberty Games, and you can check that out. But it's odd when you look at it, and the price the price that I'm seeing online, the price that you're going to find if you go to Amazon for the US, for people in the US, and you're looking for Turtles and Mortal Kombat specifically, the price you're going to see is $199, $200. 200. Yes, it is an 8-inch screen. MK. Yep. 8-inch screen. And from what we saw with the 2-player cabs, the 8-inch screen was gorgeous. It was a really, really nice screen. It looked really, really good. But $200 is what you can expect to pay if you want to pick up TMNT or MK right now over on Amazon, the US Amazon store. That's where they have them. The pricing is similar with the Street Fighter 2. But if you want to import that to the States, there's really no option unless you know a guy. You got to know a guy. You got to know somebody to maybe buy this for you and ship it over. But you're going to pay a lot of money for that. And I don't know if it's really worth it. And so we're talking about the question I have here is not that, okay, here they are. Here's some new ones. It's sort of the same games. It's a single player instead of a 2-player. It's kind of like the reverse of how you would think these would come out, right? They should be like a single player, and then some of them would be 2 players, right? A little bit weird, but yeah, 2-player on NBA Jam is fine. I have all the 2 players. I have all 4. I like them. And it's also funny you mentioned that there is no single player NBA Jam. So maybe the NBA Jam license has been better used over there on the XL and the Pros. Well, not the Pros, but the XLs. And the reason I bring this up is because it's really a big regression back, and it almost seems like maybe we're just sort of recycling some of the stuff that we have, even though we're getting new side panels. So I actually got one, was delivered today, and I got the MK version. If you can see that or not, it's going to be kind of blurry because I got the camera focused on me and not this. So you can see it's going to come fully assembled. Obviously, I'm going to open this up tomorrow, do a video showcasing the differences between this and the 2-player. But one thing I'm seeing right off the bat, no lit marquee. No lit marquee. Also, you're going to see 3 games instead of the 4 that came on the original 2-player version. So there's no Mortal Kombat 3. It looks like it's going to have Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, which is fine. Most people prefer that one anyway. But there is no MK3. So you're just getting those 3. I don't know the screen. You're gonna have to watch the review and see, is the screen going to be any good? The controls, I would imagine, are the same. I will little bit of a spoiler alert. The countercades always seem to get this correct. White buttons for the block. The block is white. The run is yellow, as all things should be. So there you go. So yeah, so look for that video to come out this week. But there you go. There it is. Beyond unique side panels, it looks like more of the same, but it's also kind of less of the same, because I don't know if you noticed this. I can't see, and I'm pretty sure by looking at this thing, there's no lit marquee either. So it's definitely less for less, which I guess is fair. If you're going to charge a little bit less, it is what it is. Now, what can we actually, if these things go wide like they usually do, or like I would assume that they would, you would maybe hope that they would. If these things go wide, we're going to see these things drop in price. Now, to be fair, let's look at the actual prices, the MSRP, the suggested retail price from Arcade1Up. So at their website, you're going to have your 2 players listing for $230, and then you're going to have these listing. Now, unfortunately, this is the only one. This is my best point of reference as far as what Arcade1Up is going to suggest that people actually charge for these. Is the TMNT at $170? Is going to be your difference there. So like a $60 difference. But we know that as these things get out there, and we've seen these on sale, some of them even as low as 140 or even I think 129. We saw NBA Jam, the 2-player countercade, go for. You can expect to see a $50 decrease. If we saw the same one we saw for the 2-player, it would be great that once we get these things out there and there's a bunch of them sitting on shelves, we could see these things as low as 120, maybe even $99. And I think that's the sweet spot for these, because you're definitely getting a little bit less with these, which is fine because you're paying a little bit less. $99 is definitely the sweet spot. Some of the things that I want to do, though, is because I have that 2-player, I want to see if we can, is the PCB the same? Is it exactly the same? Are they recycling the same PCB? One of the things that's going to be like a telltale sign is there going to be an output for a lit marquee on the marquee? Is it going to be exactly the same? I'm sorry, on the PCB. So is it going to be the same PCB they're using and everything else they've just taken off a game? More recycling. Obviously, you're going to have, it's the same buttons. The screen, listen, I hope that they're recycling the screen, because the screen on those things is gorgeous. But we're not getting that lit marquee. So definitely getting a little bit less. It's a shame, I think, at this point, a lit marquee. What's that really going to cost you? By the time you're going to spend the money on the wood and the artwork anyway with just the stock wooden one. I would really like to see the lit marquee. So I want to see if I can swap out the lit marquee actually from the 2-player, see if it's just going to bolt right up, see if there's an output on that PCB for that. And just take another look in that and see, because another thing I'm not seeing is the headphone jack. Usually it's it's usually on the side of the 2-players. Not seeing it here. Also not seeing the USB port, which is fine because it didn't work. I mean, maybe there was a specific controller out there somewhere. MG says, "Open it now. Open it now." No, that would take forever. And besides, I gotta drum up. I just gotta get the drama. I gotta get everybody excited about the video, right? And we're gonna definitely, you know me, I'm gonna crack it open. We're gonna look at it inside and out. We're gonna look at it inside and out. So yeah, what are they recycling? What's new? And more importantly, why are we taking some risks? Why are we taking some chances? One of the reasons why I put that in the poll, one of those is that is MG adamant about it. He said, I'm gonna do this in my Schwarzenegger voice, my very bad Schwarzenegger voice. Open it now. Does it have SD card reader? Micro SD. You're just gonna have to find out, aren't you? You're just gonna have to wait. You have to tune in to the 19K Fox channel where I'm gonna open this bad whip and show you everything you're gonna want to know and everything maybe you don't need to know or don't want to know. But why are we taking chances? And I think Console Kits is definitely probably on the right track. Why are we taking chances when it comes to these two-player countercades? I'm talking about recycle, renew. You know, we're not really taking any chances. We're not going to take a big risk as far as producing these. This is very much a cheaper version of what we've seen with the two-player. There's not a lot in there. I think they've whittled this thing down about as far as you can actually go. No lit marquee. Hopefully it's the same good display. It's single-player form factor. And, you know, I think if you're an MK fan and you want this on your desk, you're more than likely just going to be the only one playing it. So, you know, same thing with Street Fighter, right? This is some pretty cool art, right? I'm kind of digging. I wish Ryu was smaller. To cut him off like that is a little bit weird. I wish I would, you know, kind of scale that down. Keep the crazy 90s colors, you know, the yellow and the purple and the pink and all that crap. Keep that background, but maybe shrink Ryu down just a little bit. You know, that would make a little more sense to me. But it looks cool. But it's definitely about as cheap as you can go and still do this. You know, I mean, like I said, I'm not seeing a lot of the ports. No lit marquee. Why are we taking some chances? Why are we taking some chances with something different? I forget who said it in the chat. Can't please everybody. You can't please everybody. Someone mentioned Qbert as a countercade. Take a chance. If you're not sure you can quite get there with the 3/4 scale, if you're not sure retailers will be jazzed about a 3/4 scale cab, what about countercades and taking some chances with some weird titles, some weird stuff? Could you do Robotron on it with the dual sticks? Probably. You could probably do that. I mean, now is, you know, Michael B. That would talk about a man torn would be Michael B. if they came out with a Robotron countercade. The guy hates them, but it is Robotron, and they would. What if the art was like just perfect, the side, like just like it's all scaled down appropriately, you know? Because I think the side art for the Robotron was like gray, and then it just had Robotron in the middle. You know, that would definitely be a man conflicted for sure. But I think that they should take some chances when we're talking about these countercades. They really should take some chances, experiment, and test the waters with a $100 product versus a $500 or $600 product. It makes a lot more sense to me. I think we talked about this before, but it really drives the point home when you're talking about something that is this scaled down, this stripped down. It's just really just bare bones. And it's really, I don't know that it's a bad thing, minus the lit marquee not being there. You've got the deck protector. You've got everything else. You've got decent side art. You've got that unique, it's a more arcade shape than the shark fin. I think that's something that, you know, this is when you can take that chance. And, you know, speaking of taking chances, I want to thank Galaga Guy 88 for taking the chance on me and giving me a $1.99 super chat. Hashtag I stand for opening it now. Thank you so much for the new hashtag that is applying pressure to me on this live stream. Here you go. And they say birds of a feather flock together. Two is better than one. I think that was a song from Bill and Ted's, right? Well, here's your second, and it is P-Dubs, the P-Dubs Arcade Loft with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. Open the thing now. Thank you so much. No, I'm not going to do it, but here you go. I'm definitely excited that everybody's excited about seeing what's in the box. What's in the box? Everybody wants to know what is in the box, and I'm excited to share that with you. Excited, very excited, almost as excited as when I get a $5 super chat from the Console Kits 499. Thank you so much for the super chat. Open it now. We will still watch your review. I'm not right at the plug. I don't have a, well, okay, I'm lying. I always have a knife, but come on, I'm not set up. You won't be able to see it. You won't be able to see it. I got all the lights dark. It wouldn't do the product justice. And you deserve better, especially for your $4.99 super chat one that I really do appreciate. And for your $5, here you go. Not to be outdone when it's time to say, to make demands. It's my good buddy, B, Kongs R Us, $2 super chat. Open it. What is it? Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, buddy. It is the 2-player Mortal Kombat Countercade. The single player, the 1-player Countercade with the 3 games instead of the 4. It's a Rooster illusion. It's crazy. Everybody has to know. Everybody wants to know. Everybody wants me to open it. I don't know. I'm considering it. I'm giving it some thought. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, my friend, my buddy. And what have we not played yet? I know. Here you go.
Let's go.
KO! Wolverine win!
Rookie.
With friends like this, who needs enemies? Galaxy Guy 88, open it now. Console Kits will still watch your review. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I won't blow you up again. I don't want to annoy you with another clip. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Do you want me to open it up? Open it. Stop. Excuses, Fox. You want me to open it? Does everybody want me to open this? We got... I just want to thank you so much for your $5 super chat. Where'd it go? Here we go. I want to thank you so much for watching this show and for your $5 super chat, SLS78. Thank you so much for the $5. I'm late, and I don't know what you have to open, but open it already. $5, and don't even know what I got. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I'm going to blow you up because this is your first super chat of the night, and maybe your last. I don't know. Here you go. Finish. Open it. Open it already. Open it. You have to open it now. Live. Yes. Do it now. Okay, fine. We're going to do it now. Do it now. We're doing it live. Hold on. Let me get a blade. I'll be right back. Slide out this way. It's not really. It's not my standard Kniff. It's my iFixit tool. Okay. It's the same thing. All right. I'm going to try to, I'm going to open this bad boy. Okay. Here we go. We're doing it live. Let me take a drink. Sorry about that. Apologize. The coaster stuck to the glass. You ask, I deliver. We're going to open it. We're going to open the most highly anticipated. Let's see what it's about. Bit of a stretch. Let's go ahead and open it. So, cutting the plastic. 3 pieces of plastic on the side. Here we go. Let's open it up. Flipping it open. We're going to go a little bit long here. The show's going to go a little longer. It's okay, though. I'm going to be honest with you. I was going to open it up tonight anyway. I couldn't. I was going to have a hard time waiting. Because I really wanted to see. Okay, so here we go. We got this. We got this. Here we go. All right. Looking so far pretty standard. Got your manual in the 500 languages. Bumping on microphone. Apologize. Sorry. Wasn't prepared for this. You got your bag of jelly beans. Don't eat these. Oh, great. No, come on. This adding conflict is the real smile bit. $5. No, don't do it. Do not give in to the peer. It's too late. I'm a weak man. Thank you so much for $5 super chat, buddy. Really do appreciate it. Going to get back to the unboxing that you told me not to do. I should have listened to you. I should have waited for your super chat. I should have known better. We're going to keep going. So here's your power brick, your standard little power brick. There you go. Throw that off to the side. Okay, we're going to take, it's all fully assembled. Okay, not styrofoam. Not styrofoam. This is just like the foam. They changed up the packaging just a little bit. I appreciate that. I hate styrofoam. I don't know if this is worse or better for the environment. I really don't care. I just hate styrofoam. It gets everywhere. It's a mess. Okay, so we're going to pick it straight up out of the box. Here it comes. Here it comes. Come on. There we go. Okay. And here she is. Check it out. An internet exclusive. Maybe. I don't know. Not sure. Not sure if anybody else has opened this up yet. What do you think, huh? Check it out. This is going to have to be part of the review video now, the fact that I'm opening this up on stream. So, yeah, so you check the back. There's no USB ports. There's no headphone jack. There's nothing on the front right here. They're still doing the downward firing speaker. I love. That sounds really, really good. Is it BOE? We're going to find out. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. Let's turn it on. Let's crank it. Let's crank it up. So we're going to go ahead and peel the paper back. Peel the sticker. Really needed a screwdriver to do this. It's fine. It's fine. It's all part of the review. Turn off. There we go. Let's see if they have outsourced. Is it a TN monitor? Is it a TN monitor? Okay, here we go. So let me get the power brick. I have power outlets all over the desk. So this is not going to be an issue or a problem. Going to be good to go. Yeah, no headphone jack, USB, and that's fine. That's fine because USB, the controller never really worked out anyway. So, great. No, I'm satisfied. No, Dr. Z, come back. I will say other things in the review that I will not say right now. There will be different things that are said. All right, here we go. Plugging it in. Bezel looks the same, by the way. I'll have to compare. Watch the video. I'll compare. See, that's the plus side of that. All right, plugging it in. Try to get some of the glare off the screen. If you look real hard, close, you can see yourself. Okay, here we go. Ready? Let's turn it on. Here we go. If you can see that. Still loading. Sounds really quiet. Volume's probably down, I'm sure. I don't know, it's looking pretty good. It's going to be difficult to see, I know. It's crisp. Yeah, it actually looks really good. It looks really good. Viewing angles are absolutely awesome. Excuse me. Really, really awesome. You get the 3 games. Let's turn the volume up. Oh, it's 15 already. Whoa. 3 games. I got settings for each one. Pretty standard stuff. Okay. Let's go back. Let's see if I can get this closer for you. Looks really good. The screen looks really, really, really good. I know you can't tell. I'm going to have to watch the review. I'm telling you. No, this is really good. I'll do a teardown of the 2-player to compare it, but this screen looks I'm kind of blown away. Let's do a little bit of gameplay, and we'll keep on going with the sound is good. Sound is loud. I'm actually going to turn it down just a little. Well, we'll keep it to 15. Take it to 15, and let's go ahead and do more MK2. Makes sense? The artwork is MK2. I'm sorry, I know this is all over the place. Impromptu. Dip switch options. Okay. Go over. And you've got difficulty, demo sound, scan lines. That's on MK1. MK2 is the exact same. And Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 is the same. So you've got, yeah, just difficulty settings. 1 to 5 on all of them. So there you go. Okay. All right, here we go. No, come on. Okay, you got to press the one player to select. There you go. Cool little. They've changed it up, you know, to really mimic exactly what you have here. Having to press the one player. Okay, here we go. I know the glare is probably killing you, but it looks really, really good. Ooh, got a little bass to it. Oh, because it's on the. There you go. Woo. It's muffled because it's on the rounded surface of the stool there. Here we go. Now, it looks really good. It looks really good. How are the buttons? Man, John Phillips are about the same, buddy. Off angle. Oh, the stick feels pretty good. The stick feels. It feels 8-way actually. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that. It feels like it's an 8-way gate on this thing. Nice. No, not bad. Not bad at all. So, yeah, buttons are about the same as what you can expect. I don't know. They may. I don't know. It kind of makes you wonder. You know, you for the first time, like, is that just because it's brand new? It's a little bit of a drag. No, they feel okay. Not bad. Yeah, no lip marquee, obviously. I'll have to tear into it. It's just your standard wood with the sticker. So, you know, Angel, you know, over at the Disability, maybe I'll be calling you up and getting a custom marquee. But yeah, definitely kind of a miss there. And I think if I remember, the screw for the lit marquees on the 2-player is going to be more centered than up, and this is kind of off-centered. So I don't know if it's going to work. But I'm going to take it. I'm going to take a look at it. I'll do a thorough review. But it's definitely, if you don't already have the 2-player. And if you can get this for the retail price of $170, it's not bad. It's not bad. Definitely if you pick it up for $150, you know, $200 is a little much. That's Partycade territory. It's too much, especially with no lit marquee, especially with only 3 games. I mean, they're probably the best 3 games. So far, so good. Yeah, so I have to put that back in the box and pretend like I didn't unbox it. Let's put that out of the way. So there you go. There you go. What do you think? I mean, come on. We did it live. Not bad. Not bad. It is MK blue though. It's MK blue. It's not the faded, not the correct artwork. So, but there you go. There you go. Okay. Oh yeah, here you go. And Galaga Guy 88, thank you, Fox. We appreciate it. Next drink is on me. Thank you so much for your $5. That will definitely go a long way to the next bottle of said alcohol. All right. So yeah, so I would like to see them take some more chances with the countercades, especially in this new form factor, especially if you're going to eliminate some of the options, really strip it down to really what it needs to be. This is what a countercade really should be. Cut the cost down. Remember, I wanted this to be like the lowest end of their product offerings. So you can really, for someone who can get into it, you know, it's a single player experience. If you had the lit marquee, that would definitely be a plus. That should be standard. But take away all the other stuff. Here it is, just the game. So I don't know. It is what it is. I think that it's something that they should definitely take some chances with. Keep that price point low. It's close. 200 is too much, but I think it's just because that's the only way I could get it. Retail price $169, so it's pretty good. And oh dear God, I'm picking up on your sarcasm. I hope it's sarcasm. You can't change your mind now. It's open. You know what's in the box. I've already showed you. It's too late. We can't go back. Genie cannot go back into the bottle. Just not the way it works. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what I think that they should go. That's what they should do with the countercades. Establish this as your countercade, lit marquee, but that's it. Keep your price point close to, you know, If you got to stay at 169, give me a lip marquee. Give me this with a lip marquee, and I'll be okay with that. If not, 150 is where you should be, and then experiment. Come up with some different stuff, crazy stuff. Let's start with things that the community is asking for. Okay, you want Qbert? Let's give it to you in countercade form and see how that does. See how that sells. See how retailers like it, and then go from there. Should you take Killer Instinct and put it in a countercade? Maybe. I don't know. It depends on how well your 3/4 stuff is selling, but I think you really should start. I think games should start actually with the countercade, with the exception of like a light gun game or driving game, something like that. It's probably not going to be well suited for a countercade, but that's where you should be taking some of your chances with some of these different games that everybody's really asking for, and maybe you just don't think deserves a 3/4 scale offering. The one update fails to download. Listen, it's not necessarily drama to talk about something that happened that's a little bit disappointing. We're just going to talk about the facts, right? Just the facts. Here's what happened. So you have a community that I'm a part of. We're all a part of, asking for answers, asking for information, wanting more communication with Arcade1up or from Arcade1up. Hey, what's going on? What are you guys doing? What are you guys working on? What's coming up next? How many are going to be available? Blah, blah, blah. Back and forth and back and forth. We have a bunch of questions that aren't really getting answered. So to address this, Arcade1up acknowledged that, hey, maybe our communication could be a little bit better. Maybe it could be a little bit better. So they came out with their That One Up show. And it was going to be a show that was, weekly, monthly. It was sort of unsure. And then they came out with several episodes because of Blitz. I get it. And then it was just like crickets. And then it came out with something. They came out with a video, and it was about, Star Wars re-release. Okay, but there's a big gap, right? We weren't exactly getting the information that we wanted. So they partnered. I'm not going to say they didn't hire this guy named Travis. They partnered with somebody named Travis, and he was going to be, we were told, the ambassador for the community, but he actually corrected that earlier today in a tweet, or yesterday in a tweet, saying that he's actually a liaison. So he's a community liaison. But anyway, whatever the case may be, whatever the terminology, whatever the phrasing is, here's what was going to happen. Boom. So the first episode was going to drop last Friday, 5 p.m. Yeah, I believe that's Eastern. Yes, that was Eastern time, 5 o'clock. And a lot of us were excited because of some of the things that they were going to be talking about. Specifically, if you look at the title of the video, this comes up, the One Update Show, Episode 1, What's Up with Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Online? Okay, that's probably the number one question in the community right now, especially for all the people that forked over big bucks, $600 to buy that cab to be the first one there. So this looked great. This looked okay. If we're going to get those answers right, this was supposed to be the point of this show specifically. That one-up show was, I don't know what that's going to be. I thought that could have probably accomplished what they're going to try to accomplish with this show, but it's going to be something different. Okay, fine, whatever. But this is going to be hard-hitting questions, or at least getting an answer to the questions that we're asking. That's at least what we assumed would happen. And I don't want to make any assumptions, but I think this guy has something to say with his $2 super chat. Stringer Films, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Arcade1up is super busy freeing MK4 silliness or combating the MK4 silliness for sure. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, buddy. Let me give you a little bit of shout out and hear you. Which one? Oh, here you go.
Can't you do any better?
This is the Overlord!
We're going to top it off. Well, we're not going to top it off. We're going to give one more pour. Not a super generous pour, just a little bit of a nightcap. A little bit of a nightcap. Yeah, so okay, so that sounded great. We have a couple things were, sort of shown off. We got the One Up logo here. Some people are, saying that this is somehow related to this obscure, really weird, obscure channel, Nostalgia. I don't know. It's sort of a dead channel, dying. No one really subscribes to that person. So I don't know how they could actually draw make this connection. It seems so really odd and weird and just arbitrary, this other Nostalgia show. So it really has no bearing on what this logo is. It's just not even a factor at all. But here you go. You got your logo. Here's the update. Excited. Friday at 5. We're going to have something to talk about this weekend. Woo, right before the Super Gaming Dudes. There you go. Now, if you would read further into this, you would actually see this is some of the stuff that we're going to be discussing, right? This is what they were going to talk about on this. Just like, oh, this is all kind of good stuff. It's not just Marvel versus Capcom 2, because that would probably be a pretty short show, right? But here's the description. Join Travis and David as they discuss questions from the community. This is where you will finally find out, will we ever see bad monitors again? So yeah, we don't want the TN monitors. They're still doing well on the 8-inch. The countercades are rocking, so that's good. Was KI Pro considered a success? Interesting to get that kind of take from Arcade1up. What Arcade1up thinks about the free MK4 movement, and what is going on with Marvel vs. Capcom 2 online, and much more. A lot to discuss. Very exciting. A lot of people were getting ready for this because this has been I'm going to say it, it's the biggest question out there. The biggest dangling participle that needed to be addressed from Arcade1up. It had to be taken care of. They had to put a bow on it some way, somehow. Tell us, is it dead? Is it going to happen? If it is going to happen, in what capacity? Give us that information, because we purchased this thinking that it was going to be part of the package. So then, right before the episode was supposed to go live, it just disappears. And then we get this from Travis, the host. This was at, what time is this? 4:38 p.m. So just not even 30 minutes before the episode. It just says, well, hashtag Arcade1up till next time. Kind of cryptic. Not a lot of people saw this when he first tweeted it. So we were, like me, at 3 hours later, I'm like, hey, what's going on? And there were other YouTubers out there like the Toy Room that was like, hey, I was going to do a live stream talking about, the after party, or I think it was actually a watch party. He was going to live stream, I guess, his reaction to it, watching the show with his community, with his subscribers. And you see in the thumbnail, well, this was awkward. Yeah, it was awkward because, you just sort of pulled the plug and didn't really say anything about it. There was no kind of post. In fact, I didn't really say anything about this publicly at all until about 3 hours after. And I had checked the Arcade1up Instagram, the Arcade1up Twitter, their Facebook page. Nothing acknowledging that the show even existed, as if it was all a figment of our imagination. It reminded me very much of the Simpsons cabinet that was released, but wasn't. It was confirmed, but it wasn't. Well, here we go again. So that was really, really weird. So unfortunately, you had all this buildup, this excitement about all these questions were going to be answered. And then you had the letdown of just nothing. And then you had the irony. Think about this. Isn't it ironic, don't you think, that the show that was supposed to address communication with the community had absolutely no communication as to why it was canceled, or that it was going to be canceled, or that something had happened at all? For all we knew, there could have been an internet outage. Could have been a glitch in the matrix. Maybe YouTube took it down accidentally. So there's no communication attached to this communication stream about communication. So that was pretty frustrating. So about 3 hours later, I think I tweeted, and for those of you that aren't on Twitter, which I don't blame you, just said, hey, listen, 3 hours have gone by and you've said Arcade1up, hashtag Arcade1up, or at Arcade, I added Arcade1up. I'm like, hey, you haven't said anything to anybody about, why'd you leave us hanging? I think your subscribers and your customers deserve better. And unfortunately, the only one that really representing Arcade1up in any capacity was Travis, trying to react to some of the reaction. Some people were really pissed off. I wasn't pissed off, but I was like, here we go again. Now, I've been doing this for a while. I understand that Arcade1up, this is kind of the par for the course for them. This is what they do. Bad communication is the reason why they were going to have this damn show to begin with. And now here we go again. Another example of why you should be having the show, but then the show didn't even happen. So how do you even handle it? So I made my little statement, and there you go. Some people took it a little step farther. Let's talk about the backlash and how backlashes can happen, and backlashes are definitely justified. Absolutely justified, especially in this case. Okay, here's your show, that you've been hyping up for a while. Sadly, you got a host that's kind of involved in a controversy that's kind of a non-controversy. It's like, okay, maybe he's not from the community. He's just the host, right? Okay. But unfortunately, that was kind of a topic of conversation already. And I had my doubts too. But I'm like, well, let's give this dude a shot. Well, then a show is supposed to happen, and the show doesn't happen. And the only guy that's chiming in is the guy that already kind of had a target on his back. He already kind of had like something like a stigma. Like, I don't know who this guy is. Well, he's the only guy interacting right now. Some people even went as far to call the guy trash, like Travis, not Arcade1up. If you call them trash, I have to agree with you. But they called Travis trash. I'm gonna give you my 2 cents as my opinion. You do whatever you want to do. You're all grown adults. Judging by the demographics of the people that watch this show, you're all adults. You know exactly what you're doing, how to feel. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. But I think that's probably a bit much. How can he be a trash host if he hasn't done a show yet? He hasn't done an episode. Now, I understand that's the critique, right? That's what we're talking about. What the hell? You dropped the ball on the first show. Okay, and that's true and that's valid. They did, whoever they is, whether it was Travis, Arcade1up, the internet, I don't know. But then you can't say he's a trash host if he hasn't even hosted yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the guy a couple episodes. I don't know the guy. I have no idea who he is. We had a brief interaction on Twitter, and it was just about this, right? The reaction and all, and the backlash. I'm going to give the guy a shot. I'm going to give him a couple episodes. After episode 2 wraps up, then we can find out what's going on. Because I think the concerns are not him as a person. I have no idea who he is. It's fine. I'm worried about, is he going to ask the hard questions? Are we going to get the right questions? You know, are you going to just say, well, they're not going to answer that question, so I'm not even going to bother to ask the question? No, I want you to ask the question. I want you to ask the question and have them not answer. So just ask the question. So I'm going to give the guy a couple episodes. I think that's fair. I mean, come on. I've been doing this for 90 episodes. I'm still horrible. Well, I've got some areas I can improve on, right? I think my good buddy P-Dubs will say there are areas for improvement, as always. You know, everybody can say that. So while I think that it's fair to say you're unfamiliar with him, that's fine. It's fair to level a lot of criticism on Arcade1up because of what they've done. It's not theoretical. The complaints about Arcade1up they're proved, they're flushed out. There they are, right? And they're valid. I think that they're open. Let them have it. Go crazy. But when it comes to this cat, how about let's give him a couple episodes. Let's give him a couple episodes and let's see how he handles himself. Let's see what he does, and then we judge his performance. And just call the guy trash. You don't know anything about him. I mean, we really don't. I don't either. Now, listen. After episode 2 wraps up, I might come on here. We might say, this guy's garbage. Here's another possibility. We could say, damn, he killed it. This dude killed it. Look at what he's doing. Finally, he asked them the question that I wanted to ask. It's something we could say, but we just don't know yet. So right now, all I'm saying is that anything's possible. It could go either way. It could swing any way, wildly left or right. We won't know until we know. So I say we extend to him the same, the same thing you would do to the same courtesy you would do to anybody. Any new channel, any new show, give them a shot. Give them a couple chances. I mean, give them a couple episodes and see what happens. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you what to do. That's just what I'm going to do. And then let the chips fall where they may. Let them all fall where they may. Like this $2 super chat from Stringer Films. Thank you so much again, buddy, for another super chat. Seems to me that Travis got screwed the worst. Maybe. That may be the case. Here's what I know. There's a lot that I don't know. So I'm not going to, what are you going to say? All I can do is look at what I see right in freaking front of me and judge that. Okay, well, that's wrong, and that's wrong. Or I like that, or I don't like that. Because I can see it. That's right there. Right now, we just don't know. All I see is a bunch of people. I see a company stumbling over itself with something that should be really, really easy. Talk to your customers. That's it. Just talk to us. That's all you really have to do. Man, thank you so much again for another $2 super chat. You could have a valid point. I just don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But I will say this. As all this crap's going on, he is the only one engaging in conversation. It is Twitter. It's not a post. I think what should have happened, if, let's say, DMAC stood him up, and it was just going to be Travis sitting there twiddling his thumbs. What Travis could have done, as soon as he knew that, and I think at 4:38 he knew something was up, he tweeted that, he could have done the political, so sorry, but due to an unexpected event, we are not going to be able to broadcast or do the show tonight. Please stay tuned for a new date to be determined, blah, blah, blah. And they could have easily done that. He could have done that personally. But here's the thing. He doesn't have to. From what I understand, he doesn't necessarily have control or, doesn't have access to the Arcade1Up Twitter and all that. So maybe he couldn't post something in some official capacity, which means he would have had to use his personal Twitter account. But he could have done something like that. Sure. But Arcade1Up should have done something legit. Hey, we had this new show, this new initiative, and you don't have to tell me what happened. Just acknowledge that there was some sort of issue, blame it on technical glitch, whatever. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to bring you the show that we were so excited to bring to you, but don't worry, it's going to happen at another date next week, sometime to be determined, or maybe push it off till next Friday. Whatever you want to do, I don't care. But acknowledge it, man. Come on. The damn show was about communication, and you're not communicating. That's a problem. And while this guy, Travis, may be great at the job, maybe bad at the job, you're leaving him out there to twist in the wind. I don't think that's right. It's not right at all. But you know what is right? A $5 super chat from Console Fanboy, the Console Fanboy, $4.99. Again, thank you so much. Hey, question. Do you think iArcade will be done this spring, summer, or fall? I'm guessing fall. I'm trying to be positive. Saying the fall. Well, I guess, what if they get an influx of cash? What if the Capcom Arcade1Up relationship is crumbling? And Capcom has nowhere else to go with this IP to be used in this form. And maybe, just maybe, iArcade picks up some Capcom games. Or maybe, just maybe, the WB realizes that there's just more we can do with Mortal Kombat. What if we free MK4 on the iArcade? Where will you find yourself then? Thank you so much again for the super chat, buddy. Really do appreciate it. Here you go.
Finish him. Sub-Zero wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
So where do we go now? Well, listen, as far as Arcade1Up, proper is concerned, I ain't telling you nothing. But I consult you when I'm confused, or when I'm concerned, or when I'm lost. I don't know what to do. I look to an insider, and Mike of All Trades is definitely one of those insiders. I'm guessing that because he's already posted a couple of chats. So looking at a live stream coming up on the 7th at 9 p.m. It's his standard Shill and Chill episode 43. Hey, 43, buddy, coming up on 50 episodes. One-on-one with Travis MCP, addressing the current events, which is exactly what we're talking about right now. So look for that on the 7th, which is, I believe, Tuesday. So Tuesday, you can look forward to that. And it looks like Mike, once again, Moat's got the inside track and knows that, potentially this show is going to be the one update is going to be rescheduled for the 10th, which I believe is next Friday. Also, at 6 p.m. instead of 5. Let me just double check that. Yeah, the 7th is Monday. I'm sorry, the 7th is Tuesday. Yeah, 7th is Tuesday, and the 10th is Friday at 6 p.m. That should be Eastern Standard Time. So there you go. That is going to be, I'm assuming that's what, using all my, Batman detective skills, that's what I've come up with. Not because Arcade1Up just said, here's what we're going to do. That's what I'm thinking. So we're going to restart next week. Is it going to be better? I can't be much worse, can it? It really can't be much worse. I hope they can get it all together. I hope they can get it together. I hope they can get back on track and give us, we're just wanting answers. We're just wanting some communication. And at the end of the day, this really should be the easiest thing in the world. They already had a show. Just set up a schedule and just talk about a few things going on in your, in the community, going on with your company. Tease a little bit here, tease a little bit there, and give us just information. That's all we really want. I think Console Kits has done a good job of kind of pinpointing the parts of their show people really pay attention to, and it is, the information. What potentially is coming? When is something coming? What are we trying to do? When is this update going to happen? What new feature are you going to try to introduce into your arcade machines? I mean, this is the type of stuff we're interested in. And I think that's really all they needed to do is just give us the information. That's really what we want. That's just what we all want. And what I want is to say thank you so much to Tyler V for your $4.99 super chat, buddy. Thank you so much. iArcade could easily get cash revenue from selling light gun games either, or third party or old games like Operation Wolf. That could be their hashtag differentiator. Absolutely. Got my cab. USBs on the front. Just waiting for my guns. Thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. Really do appreciate it. And what have I not used tonight? I think I can probably give you, you know what? Try, no, that one, done that one. Try this one on for size. Open MK again. I can't. This guy. I mean, what do you do? I mean, what can you do? What can you do with someone so demanding of the impossible? But just say one thing.
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up.
Fortunately, it is that time of the night. I've gone a little bit long tonight, but I don't think B is streaming tonight, so we should be okay. We should be okay. But listen, before we wrap it up, before we hit the road, we got to talk about the chat poll. The poll in the chat. The chat poll? That's what we're going to go with that. We're going to talk about the poll in the chat. 267 votes. Everybody vote real quick. Jump up there. Let your voices be heard. What would you rather see Arcade1Up focus on? Unique titles, but in an arcade or in a countercade form factor, or re-release all your cabs, but in a deluxe form factor. All right, back and forth. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Which one? Real quick, 270 votes. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this poll now. And it's kind of surprising. Let me go ahead and kill it now. And with 40% of you say, listen, just re-release cabs in deluxe form factor. Take your cabs you got out there now and re-release them as a deluxe cab. I think that probably it's 60-39, should be 60-40. 60-40. 40% do say, listen, I want something unique. I want a different title, even if it's in a countercade. I don't care if it's in a countercade, just give me something different. So there is definitely there's 40% of you say I want something different, even if I have to have it in a form factor that I don't necessarily love. But I think the majority of us are still saying, listen, just keep pushing forward. Your 3/4 size, your 3/4 scale is what we really want. That's what we absolutely want, given these two things, right? Given these two things. Anyway, and the cats, they want to come on stream too. Okay, I don't know. If you're streaming tonight, tell you what, check out B. Are you streaming tonight? I'm sorry, I didn't have the redirect set up. Let me know real quick if you are streaming tonight. But anyway, I think I saw Moat in the chat. Where's he at? Let me scroll up to your first one. Moat is the insider. Don't let him tell you no different. So 19K, KI 2013. When? Okay. I'm always down to get my butt kicked. No problem. Yeah, Mike Moat is the insider, and he's got the inside scoop. He's going to let you know next week. Tune into his channel because I think all your questions hopefully will be answered. I think here's what I think Mike's going to do. The Mike of all trades. I think he's going to keep Travis on track. He's going to honor it. He's going to make sure that his streams are on point, and hopefully they'll shed some light. And hopefully we can figure out what's going on, because I think at the end of the day, we just want answers. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with me for an hour and a half, and hopefully having some little bit of fun. You made me open the box. You made me. I didn't even want to, but I did it because you asked for it. You demanded it, and I gave it to you. But anyway, hang out with me probably this week. I'll try to get this review done for you, and yeah, you'll maybe hopefully answer some more questions about this countercade. But anyway, everybody, I know I've delayed this long enough. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. You all have a blessed day, and I will see all of you next time. Peace.